Hey, what's good, guys? It is Jake here, or Super, and today I'm bringing you guys another Black Ops commentary. This time we are playing some WMD Ground War Domination with a full party of subscribers and an open lobby. And this gameplay is actually for Xjaws' challenge. I didn't fully complete it. It was to get 70 or plus kills with the MP5K silence with like no sleight of hand and stuff like that. But I did get up to 50 kills. 50 and 5 was my final score. It was a really fun game. I rushed around the whole entire time. It's definitely an entertaining gameplay, so be sure to watch it. But now let's get into the actual commentary. So I promised you guys that if I got 35 likes on the last video, that I would do another commentary on my second time getting in trouble with the law, and wow, you guys blew that away. 57 likes. Holy crap. That's awesome. I was totally not expecting that at all. But thank you guys so much for all those great ratings. So here we go. Without further ado, my second time getting in trouble with the law. So this one happened in South Carolina. I live in North Carolina. I was on vacation. I was with Squeaky. Yes, Squeaky's back in the story. I was with Squeaky and my other cousin, who we'll call Jumbo. We'll call him Jumbo. That sounds good. So Squeaky and Jumbo are here on vacation with me, and you know we're in South Carolina. We're right off the beach in a condo. Our whole family's staying in one big house together, and it was just a really, really fun time. But so one day, probably third or fourth day being there, we were outside, and another family friend of ours was there. They actually live in South Carolina, and they came over to the house to visit for that day and kind of just chilled with us, went to the beach, and it was nighttime. Parents were outside cooking. We were in the front in the street, and my friend brought his skateboard and some ramps, and you know, he was just riding them. We were talking, having a good time, when these kids come up, and these kids, one of them's on rollerblades, and the other one's on one of those bikes, what's it called, like the beach bikes with the giant wheels and the huge seats, if you know what I'm talking about. And they come up, and the kid's like, I bet I could do that ramp with my rollerblades. I'm like, okay. He's like, well, I can't do it with these rollerblades because these are my bad ones. I have to get my good ones from my house. And I'm like, okay. He's like, but I'll try it anyways. And he literally just goes up it and slowly, like, plops back down on the ground like a little kid who's like 4 years old goes off a little bike ramp with his like 2-foot tall bike, if you know what I'm talking about. So not a big deal at all. We're like, okay, great. And then he starts talking about, yeah, I bet if I actually had my good ones, I could do like a 360 off this. I'm really, really good. So this kid's obviously just so cocky, and we're just like, all right, time to mess with this kid. And we didn't actually say it, but we all got that same vibe. So my one cousin, Squeaky, he's like, oh yeah, I have rollerblades too. I'm really, really good. He's like, really? What kind do you have? And he's like, what's the best rollerblades in the world again? He's like, oh, they're probably Apexes. He's like, oh yeah, that's what I have. I have Apexes. And this kid's like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know if he believed us or not, but he was like, oh, okay. So then my other little brother, yeah, it was my little brother. He's like, do you want to race me? The kid's like, why? He's like, because I'm one of the best racers for my age in the world. He's like, how? He's like, I ran on the beach for 2 days naked without eating, and I never stopped. And the guy's like, what? He's like, yeah, never stopped at all. Had to go to the bathroom, I just went while I was running. Had to poop, just plopped that sucker out while I was running. And this kid obviously, I think, believed it. He was cracking up, thought it was like the funniest thing ever. And his little friend was kind of like his sidekick in the background, like, oh, cool, let's try that sometime. So anyways, these kids are a total joke, and they just keep messing with us. And at this time, my family friend from South Carolina had left, and he went down to the park. There was a park right down the street. There was a little recreational center there with basketball courts, and then there was a playground. So he comes back up as they're leaving, and he has this bike, and he's like, oh, guys, look at this sick bike I found. And we're like, oh, sweet, cool, we didn't know anything of it. We're like, where'd you find it? He's like, it was just laying in the middle of like some scrubble in the woods. I bet it's not even anyone's bike. So we're like, oh, sweet, let's fool around with it. So we're riding this bike, riding in circles. It's a Haro trick bike. If you guys don't know what that is, that's a pretty expensive trick bike. So we're just riding this bike, having a good old time, when, what do you know, it's my turn to hop on the bike, and look who comes by. The cops. Yep, a cop comes by, and she's a woman, a very fat woman, who was probably a lesbo, and she pretty much just goes to us, she's like, "What are you boys doing on that bike?" And I'm like, we're riding it. She's like, "Is that your bike, son?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Whose is it?" I was like, "I don't know, my friend found it." She's like, "What do you mean he found it?" I'm like, "He found it down at the park in the middle of the woods." She's like, "You know that's stealing." I was like, no, sorry, I didn't." She's like, "Boy, you know I could take you to juvie right now for that. I could take you to juvie right now." And she's totally dead serious, and I'm like, okay. So at this time, the parents obviously see the cop car, and they come over and like, "What's going on?" She's like, "Your boys here stole a bike. If I really wanted to right now, I could still take them all to juvie, and they could stay in juvie for at least 6 to 3 months. Or vice versa." So anyways, obviously our parents are like, yeah, they just stole a bike, leave them alone. My dad's like, "Come on, they'll go put the bike back, and we'll act like this never happened. It's not a big deal." And this lady's like, "It is a big deal. Your boys be stealing stuff, and now they're disrespecting me." And we're like, "What?" One of the parents was like, "We're all right here. They didn't disrespect you." And she's like, "Don't get angry with me. I will take all of you to jail for being accomplices for stealing a bike." And I was like, oh my gosh. And my dad's like, "All right, we'll go take the bike back and it will be fine." She's like, "All right, you better go take that bike back. If I come back here and that bike is still there, then you guys are all going to juvie and you're all going to jail for being accomplices of stealing a bike." So at this time, everyone's just thinking this is hilarious. We're calling this lady Officer Pat because Pat, it means a man. Pat's like a guy's name, or it could be a girl's name, so we're like Officer Pat because she's obviously a lesbian. There's no doubt about it. So we're like, "All right, bye-bye." We bring the bike back, and what actually happens is we see those kids, and they're like, "Ha ha," waving at us with their like little face glistening, like, "Ha ha, you got in trouble." And so we're literally, me, Squeaky Jumbo, and my other friend, we're literally about to pound these kids. We're like, "Oh yeah, that's funny. Let's see how funny it is when we beat the crap out of you." But our parents are like, "Don't go near them. If you go near them, you're definitely getting in trouble. Just put the bike back and leave it alone." So we bring the bike back, and the funny thing is the bike was actually just in a ditch, like a sewage ditch where the sewage drained down into. The bike was laying in there, and we're like, "Dude, that wasn't, there's no scrubble, there's nothing." He's like, "Well, I thought it was no one's bike. It was like right there." I don't know, we just thought that was really funny because it was right there. But yeah, guys, that is actually the second time and only time I've ever gotten in trouble with the law. It's a little bit funnier just because we totally messed with the kids and the police officer was a total joke. So, yeah, guys, thank you for watching. If you could please help me out here and let's try and get 60 likes on this video, that would be ridiculous. So if you guys could do that for me, I will definitely pay you back with some more amazing commentaries as usual. But now, as you can see, if you click on that video right there, you get to see my first time I ever got in trouble with the law. Also a very good commentary. I definitely would suggest checking out. Also, please go subscribe to my backup channel. I'm starting a series on there that's already started where I'm going to do COD clips of any type fails or like sick clips, and I'm just going to, you know, post them whenever you guys send them to me. So please go subscribe there if you want to do it. I don't have anyone who sent me in any, but I really want you guys to, so please do that. And of course, feel free to subscribe if you have not already. And if you want to play with me on Xbox Live, you want to talk to me, I would suggest following me on Twitter because I always announce that. But that is it for now, guys. Thank you for watching. Peace out.